Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Loha. I'm back with another replay analysis of the same player that I analysed in the replay before and the replay before that. So if you guys want your replay analysed, then join my Discord server, the link's in the description, and you can let me know there, and you can have your replay analysed if you want to. But this one's 1v1 for Kenfrost, or rebranded to Frostyboi. It's around Plat 1 level, I believe. Plat 1 in 1v1s. So we'll be taking a look at it, trying to see what we can find, and yeah, I hope this helps. Alright, here we go with the analysis. I've already contracted a mild form of epilepsy. So that's a decent kickoff, but it could be made more efficient by doing a diagonal fast kickoff. With a diagonal flip. In this case, you flipped a bit too far to the left, and now you're having to readjust and use a lot of boost. And you just barely get back to the middle of the ball. With a fast diagonal flip, that could have been made. Quicker, more efficient, and you would have reached the middle of the ball. Your next mistake is here. I have written notes on this, so pretty much just don't flip off the wall. Because it's risky and leads to long recovery times. I want to have the other guy's name tagged back. But yeah, he very well could have scored off this. If he was better, he could have scored off you flipping off the wall here, because you're now facing the wrong way, you're really high up on the wall, you've got to use a bunch of boost to get back down. So yeah, that's just a bit risky. In general, you don't want to be flipping off the wall. Instead, I'd have waited for the ball to come down, track it down the wall. That way, even if he does take it off you, you can still stay close to it and get possession back. Okay, so from here, you're shadowing from really far away. I can see you kind of went for the boost, probably because you didn't want him to have it. But if you shadowed a bit closer to him, you still would have got the boost. But since you flipped off to go and grab the boost, you're now really far away from him. You're giving him loads and loads of time and options. So you could have just shadowed a bit closer, grabbed the boost, and then moved infield with him. But now you're having to make an awkward turn, and he's got a lot of time. Granted, he didn't really use it very well. And then here, you're sort of more defending your own corner wall or back wall than the goal. If Teddy was a better player, if we look from his perspective, we can see that he could have got a power shot right here. I've got a really strong power shot to the top right corner of your goal, and you wouldn't have had a chance of saving it. And you sort of fix it near the end. You do move towards your goal, but right here you're very far from your goal, and that left him with loads of space to shoot at. But luckily he just sort of did a very weak shot. But the decision to shadow was definitely right. It just wasn't as well executed as it could have been. Now here, I don't know if this was a replay glitch or something, but you had ball cam on and you sort of drove in front of the ball to go get the boost. You didn't know where the other guy was because you hadn't looked at him for a few seconds. Assuming this isn't a replay glitch. He very well could have turned a lot earlier and just hit this ball from over your head and scored, but he didn't. I'm assuming it was a replay glitch and you did actually have car cam on. There you could have won that 50-50 with a jump or a flip, but instead you're very low, which allowed him to easily hit it over him. That 50-50 could have been won with a jump or a flip or something. Now here your ball control does need work. At this point I'm pretty much convinced it's a replay glitch. You had to have been in car cam here, but you just let the ball go really a bit too far ahead of you, which means you lost control. But you did sort of save face by getting a good 50-50 and scoring off it. Now here you just let him have the ball. I'm not entirely sure why he did this. You could have flipped at this point instead, done a diagonal right flip and hit it towards your own corner, which would have been a much safer option. But now you're very close to the ball. He's just coming up on it, he's boosting. He could have hit this much harder and just got it over your head and into the goal. So it would have been a lot safer to bring it back into your own corner. Keep this in mind, in 1v1s, pretty much the safest place defensively is your own corner. So that's where you want to be aiming to get the ball really after a kick-off that you've lost. Here you flicked off the wall again. It wasn't really necessary. You could have tracked the ball down and then flicked it over him when he challenges you, or get a good 50-50. Again, you're shadowing from very far away. He made a really awful play, frankly. I don't know what that was, but just gave away possession. But you are shadowing from very, very close, and you gave him a lot of time to let the ball roll down the wall and control it again, but luckily for you, he just didn't use that time. Now here, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, you missed the boost, okay, but you're still shadowing from really, really far away. And this just isn't a good idea because it gives him so much time to control the ball and maybe go for a bump or demo or set up something or other. If he'd driven sort of maybe towards the boost pad that you can see on your right, the small boost pad, and then turned around, that could have acted as a fake challenge, maybe causing him to flick it over, to flick it and give you the ball. But if that didn't work, you'd still be in a much better position to shadow. In fact, you didn't even shadow here. You challenged from what I would consider to be the wrong side, which led to the ball ended up going that way. And here, I know this ended up resulting in a goal, but you had full boost and ball control, and you just sort of gave possession away. But I guess it was an okay decision because he was pushing up on you, but that could have easily ended up going over your head. So you're being over aggressive here, but not actually keeping control of the ball. You're just giving it away, which is something I remember from the first 1v1 analysis I did of you. This is better shadowing. You're waiting to have space, then you backflip, but the shadowing was good until the backflip. Just make sure you don't do that, I guess. Your diagonal kickoffs are good, I'm liking them. Very neutral. This was an easy demo opportunity. Just want to point out, you could have had him off the pitch for 3 seconds. But it was a very, very good demo opportunity. You go right towards him, and then... So yeah, easy demo opportunity, and then you blow the shot. So, some mechanical inconsistencies I'm noticing. That could have been a goal. With a more powerful shot and a more well-played shot, that could have been a goal. I'm not sure why you are shadowing from the wrong side here. As you turn in here, there's a lot of space behind you that he can shoot at. You're making things kind of difficult for yourself by shadowing from that side. Whereas if you challenge from the other side, you could sort of move with the ball, and it would have been a much easier save if he flicked it the same way. Not really sure what this was. I'm guessing it was just lag or something, but there, you just gave away possession easily. That could have been a goal for you, actually. If you got under the ball there and did a quick powerful flick over him, and then followed it up using your boost, that actually could have been a goal for you. But instead you gave away, because he's really, really close to the ball. Which means that you can easily flick it over him. But you did sort of give it away, unnecessarily. Now that's actually one of a bit of mechanical inconsistency again. Maybe it was lag. But that's one of the situations where I would say going on the wall and flipping into it actually is alright. Because if you do that, you're then flipping onto the corner, which means you get the wheels on a surface quicker and you can get back to the ground really soon. And a flick would be very powerful and you get it past him and maybe find yourself with an open net. But here you're kind of making it awkward for you. You can't get as much power. You use a fair amount of boost getting up to it. So that could have been a lot better, and that could have been a goal for him. Now you've moved too far in field with this shadowing here. Because if we look from his view, if he'd given himself the opportunity, which he didn't really, but he could have shot it behind you to the top left corner of the goal, because you were shadowing very close to the middle. But he gave you possession, which I guess is just a thing that happens in plat. People just give away possession. There again. You may have been able to score off this, possibly, but coming off the wall and flipping here, you ended up with basically no boost left to shoot with. Now here, you could have turned right here and just hit it over him. And you kind of did, but my point is you could have turned more early. Could have turned a lot earlier than you did. A nice quick power slide turn. And you hit it straight down into him, which again gave him possession. There was no real reason to just hit it into him. You could have hit it over and probably into the goal. Now the issue with this kickoff here is that you waited quite a long time before you flipped, which meant that when you hit the ground again you had barely any time to get back up and flip back into him, flip back into the ball, which let him hit it over you. Good decision there actually. I think this was it was an okay play, seeing as he had no boost, but you could have taken control of it and maybe gone for something off the wall, maybe a Doomsy dish or something. You could have turned back for this a lot quicker if you turned to your car's right. You could have then got to the ball a lot quicker and given yourself more time. And your shots are fairly inconsistent. This was very, very weak and it gave away possession. So until you're able to hit well-placed, powerful shots, like you maybe could have scored off that, maybe. I'm not sure. But it would have been a lot better if it was more powerful and well placed. But until you can do them, then it's not actually a great idea to do that in ranked ones, because you just end up giving the ball away. You could have taken control here, maybe gone for an air dribble or something. Got the right idea, just continuing to pressure him on his own side. Good shadowing. Wasn't really any reason to flip for that, because he was going to beat you to that ball every time. So instead, just turn left as he hits it, because that's where he's going to hit the ball. If you turned left there, you would end up with possession. Again, you're giving him possession, just hitting it straight into him. A fake here might have worked, and that would left if you just done a quick left power slide turn here. Instead of hitting the ball, maybe could have faked him, you take control, maybe get a good 50-50, but instead you end up hitting it just straight into him and then have a bad recovery, and he's left with pretty much an open net, which he doesn't capitalise on. And then this, I can sort of understand flipping here, but it just wasn't well executed obviously, so a little bit more mechanical inconsistencies. Yeah, that's pretty much the replay, so hopefully this helped. I'll give you an idea of what I was talking about with those diagonal flip kickoffs. You were doing this kind of thing, which actually isn't as fast. That's a lot faster than what you were doing, and you don't actually turn as much, which means that you can get right in front of the ball. It's difficult to explain, and it just comes with practice, and my kickoffs aren't perfect at all, but yours definitely can use improvement, even though they are pretty good. And the other thing was getting consistent power and placement on shots and things like that. More consistent, basic mechanics. And the answer to that really is just free play. Using mods like Backer's mod to set you up with high power shots and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Hope this helped Frostyboi and anybody else who's looking for some 1v1 improvements. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to get your replay analysed, then head to my Discord server and upload your replay there, and I will try to have a look at it. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.